1-0 Sockers lead on the goal by Perez.
Talked about all those TV breaks that the Las Vegas people are taking. The Americans have one of the highest salaried teams in the MISL. I guess they have to pay the bills somehow.
Evidently. Their crowds have not been that big. Headed out by Katakalitis, and this will be a kick in for the Americans. Tony Carbagnani. Another big player. 6'1", 175 pounds. Not the most skillful in the world. Gets it done in midfield, though. Imposing figure in the box as well. Martin Donnelly playing it back for Keith Van Aaron. Helmut Dudek at midfield for the Americans. He's a holdover from Memphis. Plays it top of the box for Peter Kitchen. Turns around with the shot. Clavillo with a partial block, and Jungle will head it over to Hugo Perez.
Good play by Clavillo to stop that Las Vegas threat.
Perez on the left wing takes the pass from Wilrich. Turns toward the goal. Forced by Carbagnani. Plays it back for Quinn. Quinn and Katakalitis get a little mixed up. Gergurev very close to a steal at midfield. Now Clavillo. Back for Brian Quinn. Quinn with a 2-goal game in Wichita Sunday. Nice play by Dudek on his back, kicking it loose. Here come the Americans. Carbagnani on the right wing. Far post is the play. Intended for Gergurev. The shot got past Kevin Crow, but Gorsic with the save.
Right between Crow's legs, and a good alert play by Jimmy Gorsic not to be screened and keep his eye on the ball.
Gorsic second best in the league in the goalkeeping department at 3.88. Plays it up to the Wolfman. Geyer clearing it. This will come over to the far side boards for Nicky Klinkarski. And on our video library scoreboard, still a 1-0 score as the Sockers come back with kick in for Brian Quinn.
I think what the players are trying to do in this first period is see how far they can push the officiating to see what actually they can get away with in terms of aggressive play. And each team with 4 fouls maybe knows what the official is going to do now, because to get the ball away from some of these talented players, you're going to have to get in there and get physical.
Dudek bringing it out for the Americans. Carbagnani to center. Up the left side for Dudek. He's got some room. Watch out. He's got the big shot. Plays it to the side of the box, and they score. Nicky Klinkarski with the goal for Las Vegas. Slipped it in past Jim Gorsic, who should have had that post blocked off. We'll wait for the replay to see how it got through.
Well, Kevin Crow and Eric Geyer, the defenders, and Crow stuck his foot out. I guess he didn't want to get in front of it. Maybe he had a fear of screening Gorsic.
I don't believe it was deflected. We don't get a clear look at it in goal, but I think it went to the near post side over Jimmy's right arm.
I know that Kevin wasn't too happy with himself after the goal was scored. Maybe he should have challenged the Las Vegas American player.
Segota back for San Diego. We're now tied at 1. Wilrich in the corner. Thinks about playing it out to the slot for Geyer. Now Segota to Crow, and Crow's shooting is just not on the mark tonight. He's hit a post, hit another one high, and now kicks this one in the crowd.
Kevin Crow having a lot of offensive opportunities. He's a defender, but when he sees the opening, he'll take the ball up there and try and get the shot away and score a goal.
2:01 left to go now in the first period of play. Helmut Dudek for the Americans. Up for Wierzchowski. Back for Dudek. Haven't seen too much of Julie V so far. Now Wierzchowski again behind his own line. A lot of mind games going on in midfield. Dudek plays it up for Yilmaz Orhan. Orhan bumped off the ball by Katakalitis. Jacques Ladouceur's got it. Down the left side. His shot includes his boot.
Jacques lost his shoe on that shot. He put everything into it, including his shoe.
Now here's Segota with Wilrich. Bronco playing it off the wall, but Van Aaron kicked that out. Tough break. Ladouceur might have been right in there as well had the shoe not come off.
Well, Jean goes on, and Jacques is tying his shoe at the bench.
We have a foul. It's against San Diego, and that's the 5th foul of the period against the Sockers.
Bronco trying to get the ball away, takes the man instead, and that is a foul. With 1:13 left, the Sockers have to avoid getting another one, because getting a penalty against Las Vegas could be very costly. Gert Wierzchowski.
Well, their power play isn't that impressive, despite the fact what one might think. Las Vegas is about 6th. San Diego's 2nd best. Now the foul against Vegas on Orhan, so we're all even up 5 apiece with a minute to go. So this could be a tentative minute here by both teams. Zongo with Juan Hermes at midfield. Segota is deep for San Diego. Zongo goes past Baltuxa. There's the foul against Las Vegas. Now we're going to have a San Diego power play.
Well, I think both teams in the final minute of this first period were going to be cautious, but Jungle, now did he draw this one? He kind of jumped up in the air a bit.
I'll tell you, though, Tuksha turned toward Jungle and definitely did not play the ball, and the rule is you have to play the ball. So, a power play San Diego. Soccer's power play coming into this.
Nevertheless, Steve Jungle,
43%. And Las Vegas penalty killing 63%.
he did what he had to do. You know, that is an art, being able to draw a foul, though, as you say, probably both equally to blame there, but the fact is, Las Vegas is a man short.
Gurgurav serving the penalty for the Americans. Power play now, San Diego. Zongo with Segota, Woolrich, Quinn, and Perez. Quinn at the left side, into the middle for Woolrich, back for Quinn. Now Perez, into the slot for Zongo. That's intercepted by Julie V. V, up the field, here's a 2-on-1, Vegas. Espinoza in alone, and he scores.
Well, you can't make the assumption that because you have the extra man that you're going to totally dominate, and that was a situation where all the Sockers were playing up, and then Julie with a fabulous ball to feed it up, resulting in this goal.
And Gorsuch beaten high on a great shot by Jorge Espinoza. So a short-handed goal for Las Vegas. Sockers with 30 seconds left on this power play. They need a goal to tie it now. Woolrich to Segota. Bronco kicks it right at Fox, now takes it the other way. Into the middle, Segota tripped up at the edge of the penalty area. Here's B again. 3-on-2 are Las Vegas. Sockers getting caught too deep on this power play. Over to Tuksha. He shoots it, and Gorsuch with the save. Perez with the rebound, lost it to V. Julie up the wing for Fox. Quinn back for San Diego as the horn sounds to end the period, and that shot right at the buzzer. Another good opportunity for the Americans.
Randy, it was kind of a situation of, like in golf, looking to where your ball is going before you've even swung the club. And I think the Sockers just made an assumption that with the power play that they were going to get a goal, and they just didn't play back enough, and that is why they trail by a goal.
We'll break. It's the Las Vegas Americans 2, and the Sockers 1. We're back after this. Back in the sports arena, it's 2-1 Las Vegas. We're going to get a look at all 3 of the goals from that first period, Richard. And initially, it looked like the Sockers might blow this one open. Great chances, and Perez finally capitalizing 6.5 minutes in.
Gene Woolrich plays it off the boards, and Hugo Perez, a great job to convert it. Perez missing the 4-game road trip, but coming back and showing no signs of a sore hamstring. And this, well, Kevin Crowe, I think maybe should have challenged the man there. Klinkarski gets the shot in between Gorsuch and the post. Maybe Gorsuch should have hugged that post a little tighter, as you mentioned at the time, but that tied it up at 1-1. And then, I don't know if we'll see it here.
V with that initial pass. It was a great pass. We didn't get a chance to see it.
But Julie played it upfield in a hurry, and that was a shorthanded goal by Espinoza to make it 2-1. And the Sockers still have 1:11 remaining in their power play. There's Klinkarski, his 6th at 12:36 from Dudek. And then the second Las Vegas goal, Espinoza, his 4th. And Fox getting the assist with 31 seconds left in the first period.
Shorthanded goal for Vegas, and they have scored 7 shorthanded goals this year. Here's Segota for San Diego. Still on the power play. To the slot. Woolrich ties it! Well, you leave a hole up the middle for Gene Woolrich, and we've seen it before, Richard Saxton. Watch out, he's got one of the hottest right foots in the game.
He can make that ball smoke. And that is the power play goal they were looking for at the end of the first period. Oh, what a blast.
Did I just say he has one of the hottest right foots in the game? I think I did. I'm getting too emotional here. Hottest feet in the game.
Feats of magic.
Yeah, or foots of magic or something like that. Anyway, Woolridge ties it up. 2-2 now. And the power play goal for San Diego after giving up the shorthanded goal. Hugo Perez for San Diego. Up to midfield. Nice pass through for Jungle. Got by Carbagnani. Steve now challenged by Espinoza. Plays it back out for Woolridge. He'll get another opportunity. This one caromed off Dudek. Back in front for Perez. And it's kicked back out by Van Aaron.
What action.
Woolridge bumping Dudek. Dudek will take it to midfield. Here's a 3-on-2. Dudek up to the top of the half circle. Drops it back for Carbagnani. His shot hit Perez.
Gene Woolridge taking a blast off Dudek a moment ago, and I bet you Dudek will have a nice bruise on his backside tomorrow. That was a hard shot.
Juan Hermes for San Diego, alertly playing it back for Clavillo.
Juan Hermes, quite a story. I've been training with the Sockers for about 2 years, and he went to Wichita this year, wanted to catch on with the Wings, spent a month there, was one of their final cuts, came back, and he continued to work out with the Sockers. Sockers got into problems. They put him on a 10-day contract, and what does he do? Goes on the road trip and scores against the team that cut him, Wichita, and we're seeing Juan Hermes playing tonight.
Fred Gergerev for Las Vegas. A 2-2 tie. We're live in the second period at the Sports Arena here on the San Diego Cable Sports Network. Hope you're enjoying our live telecast tonight. Jim Gorsuch easily handling that ball, and now Zungel will bring it to midfield. He's got Segota on the far left side. Zungel, the shot, and the kick-out save by Tuksha. Segota looking for a rebound. Segota showing some real good fakes down the right wing, but the defender Carbagnani wasn't buying them. Tuksha, now a giveaway. Clavillo gets it back for the Sockers. Fernando brings it to midfield, goes around Tuksha, a former teammate of his from New York. And now Clavillo will lose it, but Segota gets it in the corner. In some traffic. Bronco tripped up by Tuksha. And that's our first foul of the second period. Sockers fortunate not to get nailed on the sixth foul rule. They had 5 with a minute to go. That time, Tuksha quite obviously bringing down Segota. Kick in for Jungle. Out to Bronco and his drive block. The rebound comes right to Steve. Jungle rolling it a la Stamenkovic.
That is true.
Quinn over to Clavillo.
Maybe it's a Yugoslavian trait. A lot of Yugoslavian players in the league.
A lot of very good ones. Carbagnani. And he's fouled by Segota. Torres Cabrichin making the call. That wasn't a word. Yeah, it's Cabrichin, our referee, not senior. 2 officials on the field in indoor soccer. Another in the box. Ladouceur trying to force a steal. Still all over Jorge Espinoza. Ladouceur kicks it out. He's got the steal. Great work by Jacques Ladouceur. Takes the shot. The rebound will come back to the side of the goal. Tuksha's got it. Great play by Ladouceur. Back come the Americans. Peter Kitchen. Up the right side. Klinkarski's shot goes wide.
Jacques learning from the Bronco Segota speed book. Jacques showing similar speed that Bronco does, and he knows how that can pay off, and he almost had a good opportunity.
Gorsuch firing it up the right side. This is for Rafael Ruotolo. And Martin Donnelly all over Ruotolo. That's going to be a foul against Donnelly.
I think everybody here in attendance and people at home wanted to see everything tonight, and we're seeing good aggressive play as we take a look at the foul. Martin Donnelly involved.
Here's Ladouceur in front. It's kicked back out. Ruotolo had an opportunity. Jacques posted up inside the box. 2 defenders all over him. And now Peter Kitchen brings it back out for the Americans. Kitchen from England. That's not Peter Kitchen. That's Damir Satevsky. Their roster lists him as Peter Kitchen. I thought Kitchen was gone. Indeed he is. They've got an incorrect name on the roster. That's Damir Satevsky, recently signed by Las Vegas. A midfielder who played in Phoenix 2 seasons ago. Kitchen has departed. Satevsky at the side of the box. Can't get a shot away, and Hugo Perez has it. Up the left side to Namdar. It's a 2-2 tie. We're live in the second period. Over to Steve Zungel. Zungel to Katakalitis. Now Wilrich on the ball. Long shot comes off the glass. Zungel chasing after it. No whistle. Back to Wilrich. Gene trying to set up Hugo. Wilrich moving in on Satevsky into the box for Zungel. He's all tangled up by Dudek.
Two unsuspecting names in Satevsky and Albuquerque. Where do you think they're from? They're Canadian. I would have thought they would have either been Yugoslavian or American, but two Canadians.
Chance in the box for the Vegas Americans. Helmut Dudek kicked Jim Gorsuch.
Gorsic's in pain. He's really he's really in pain, Randy. Let's take another look at it.
Dudek with the missed kick. Then he came in after the rebound and really went after Gorsuch.
And that was in the crease too, so there should be a penalty on that one. I mean, the goalie is supposed to be protected in that close area there, but
Gorsuch is really hurt. I think he may have a broken or dislocation. Broken finger, maybe.
Well, we talked about it earlier with other teams that have come to town as far as the most common injury for a goalie, and it's his hand. There's no question about it. Broken, bruised, whatever, and Zoltan Toth knows about that.
Well, if I'm Ron Newman, I got Zoli out there warming up right now because it doesn't look to me like Segota, or Gorsuch rather, as we look at Wilrich getting the power play goal, 32nd from Segota, 26 seconds. Make it 2-2 on our video library scoreboard.
Ironically, the same Sockers power play gave up a goal as well as scored one. So on their power play, they were 1 for 1 and let one in.
Dudek definitely in late on the play, and they gave a foul against him. Vegas now with 3 fouls. As Ron Newman looks on from the Sockers bench. Toth getting prepared now, getting his goalkeeper's gloves on. Sockers trainer Larry Dunsing over at the goal, along with Dr. Ed Cruiser, I believe that is.
Somewhat ironic, we were talking earlier about which goalkeeper should play.
There's Toth.
Zoltan Toth or Jimmy Gorsuch. You say Gorsuch really was anxious to play against Julie V, Martin Donnelly, Gert Wierzchowski, and now Zoltan Toth, who has a fairly impressive record and had a great record with the New York Arrows. Looks as though he may get a chance to play against some of his former teammates and his former coach.
It looks like Gorsuch's going to try and continue.
He's an Iron Man. We saw him play, what, 14, 15 consecutive games, and he knew he was the only man and that any injury he got he would have to live with because they had no one else to go to, and Gorsuch certainly an Iron Man for the Sockers.
Next time you're at the sports arena, don't forget to stop by the Sockers' new souvenir booth in North Concourse and check out the Sockers items now available to the public, including Sockers hats, shirts, pins, and the newest item, miniature Sockers soccer balls, all on sale. That's the Sockers souvenir booth in the North Concourse at all Sockers games. We're ready to continue now. Gorsuch is going to stay in there for the Sockers. It was his right hand.
I think he's taking a good look at the guy that did it to him.
Helmut Dudek, number 2. Gorsuch, a throw right on the money to Jungle. Steve gets by the defender Espinoza, shoots it high. Rebound down to Fox. Fox to Orhan, and Orhan plays it back through. Here's the pass to Klinkarski. Back for Fox in the slot. Now to the low slot rather for Orhan. Nice deflection at the goal by number 12, Nicky Klinkarski.
Jim Gorsuch with 2 long balls up to Jungle on the left side. Doesn't look as though he's feeling the effects of that sore hand.
Katakalitis out of position, forced to commit a foul. San Diego's second foul of the period.
Take another look at it. George Katakalitis, who used to play with the Golden Bay Earthquake, part of that blockbuster deal. Also one of the former players of Don Popovic of Las Vegas.
Espinoza, long right football. This will come off the wall. Namdar chests it down and does a nice job to clear it in the midfield. Zungel heads it back for Quinn. Back over for Steve. Orhan coming up from behind, but Zungel keeps it. Now Segota cuts it to the middle. He had Clavillo going down the right lane. Kept it. Now Bronco to the left. He scores! Wow, what a goal by Segota, and it's 3-2 Sockers.
I think that ball hit both posts and the crossbar.
Unbelievable shot by Segota.
There's the blast. Off the crossbar, off the post, off the other post. What a goal.
Around the horn. And Segota, who set up one of Wilrich's goals earlier.
Well, Helmut Dudek
gets one himself.
Was just watching Segota. Dudek had the best seat in the house as Segota went right around him and put it off every piece of lumber behind Keith Van Aren.
Here's Kevin Crowe as the Sockers get another steal in midfield. San Diego have dominated this game, but gave up that short-handed goal. And Van Aren's been hot for Vegas. Maybe that'll change. Ball in for Zungle. Lays it off for Crowe, and Kevin kicks one way up into the second level.
Somebody's going to have to mail that one back. That, I think, went into the pizza concession stand in the concourse level. Kevin Crowe with 2 goals this season, looking for number 3. He's an all-star. He'll be in Cleveland for the all-star game, and boy, he chipped that one.
That was a 9-iron.
It's still going.
Yeah.
It's across the street at the Travelodge, I think.
Sockers are pleased to welcome American International Sports as their new uniform sponsor. For the best uniforms and warm-ups, call AIS to place your team or soccer league order. That's AIS, the official uniform of the 3-time champion Sockers.
I'd like to order my soccer sweater right now, Randy. You mentioned that to you a few games ago.
We have a timeout on the field called by the Las Vegas Americans. Don Popovic evidently not happy with the way things are going right now. His team has given up back-to-back goals to the Sockers, and were it not for that wonderful shot by Espinoza on the short-handed goal, Sockers would have a 2-goal lead.
Well, there was one stage in the first period where the Sockers could have been up 3-0. In fact, Sockers had 9 shots on goal and forced Van Aren to make about 7 saves, and they didn't get too many past him.
Segota with that last goal is 39th of the year. Zungle gets the assist at 6:29. And on our Kobe Swap Meet scoreboard, it's now a 3-2 San Diego lead as down on the Las Vegas bench, Don Popovic going over things with the Americans.
Segota just a teenager when Don Popovic found him and heard about him and brought him to the New York Arrows and made him famous. But as you heard in the pregame interview with Popovic, he gives his players a lot of credit. He gives the Segotas, the Covillos, the Catacolitas, the Jungles all the credit. It's their talent that got them where they are. He just gave them an opportunity to play on a team and show their talent. But he has certainly developed and found a lot of fantastic indoor soccer talent. And
Ron Newman inheriting some of it this year. And it's a credit to Newman, really, to change over this team. San Diego getting rid of a lot of popular and effective players and replacing them with more good players. And the Sockers with their best record now at this point than they've ever had in the history of the franchise. We're back underway. Vegas in control. Oscar Albuquerque for the Americans. At the left point, over to the right side for Tony Carmignani. Now Helmut Dudek, long pass. This is to the right corner. Clavillo clears it. And Dudek back to get it.
one of the reasons for the wholesale change of players to Las Vegas and players into the Sockers was age. And it all boiled down to getting a lot more young players who are equally as good.
Here's a 3-on-2, and Carmignani takes the shot. He had players on both wings, including Julie B. Now Quinn, nice pass for Crowe. Boy, Kevin's getting his chances tonight. That time bumped off the ball by Donnelly. Ladouceur collides with Van Aren. No foul on the play. Sockers with 2 fouls, Vegas with 3, and we have 7:05 left in the first half. Julie B. to the right for Carmignani. Top of the box. This is for Oscar Albuquerque. And the Wolfman's got it for San Diego. Dyer trying to work it up the wing. Still with it. Plays it back for Crowe. And Kevin will pass it on to Jim Gorsuch. There's a final. Kansas City at home. They've won 5 straight at home now. 8-2 the final over Dallas in that game.
And we'll have a chance to see Dallas here. That could be a high-scoring affair.
Here's Donnelly back to Van Aren. That was the only other game in the MISL tonight. Americans change on the go as Dudek brings it up to his own red line. Back for Donnelly. Now up to Bobby Hadzic. To Julie V. V in on Eric Geyer. V runs into the Wolfman. V still with it. The shot is wide. The rebound shot by Stachevsky. Geyer's got the interception. Lays it off for Perez. Hugo to the right side for Katakalitis. Now to Ladouceur. To Perez. He flicks it back into the box. Dudek will kick it out of play, and we'll get a kick in San Diego.
Surprising to see Julie where he was positioned. It seemed as though he was more in a midfield position than a forward position. You'd think that Julie would be, you like this phrase, the cherry picker, the guy sitting around the goal mouth waiting to convert the passes from the midfielders. But I'm noticing that Julie is playing more of a midfield position. I don't know if that is part of the strategy or if he just has better ball control.
Well, I think Julie's been a midfielder by design in most of his outdoor career, but you're correct. He plays most of his indoor inside the box where he has such great ball skills. Here's Segota with a steal. Shot it wide. Zungul on the rebound. Watch out. Boy, those two are lightning quick. Don't leave any loose balls around the end, because if you do, those two guys have rockets.
Okay, Segota gets the ball away. God, Segota, just a great effort. That's the second time he has managed to get the ball away from Dudek and do something with it. First time actually was a goal. That time he missed.
Stachevsky up for Bobby Hadzic. That comes back to Helmut Dudek. A little bit of everything on this Las Vegas team. Dudek, German. The Yugoslavians. The Hungarian with V. There's Wilrich with a steal. To Zungul. To Wilrich. To Segota, the open net.
He waited. And he's not an all-star. Come on.
Great steal by Wilrich. He made the play happen. Then kind of a miscue, but Zungul kept it alive. Wilrich with a great pass. It was a pass, not a shot. And Segota just waits till Van Aaron comes back and tucks it in. Number 40 on the year for Segota.
But watch Wilrich here, because he takes the ball, and then two Las Vegas players, watch this, two Las Vegas players come after Wilrich. Big mistake by the Las Vegas defenders. But a great job by Wilrich to draw them away and feed a wide open Bronco Segota. One of those defenders should have been covering Bronco. Great goal. 4-2. Two of them by Segota. He's got 40 now.
Back to the live action. Mike Fox for the Americans. They now trail 4-2. To the left side for Fred Grigurev. Great goal scorer. Right at goal. Gorsuch will stop. And then stopping Stachevsky's header on the rebound. Great pass up the left side for Zungul. He's on the run against Espinoza. Zungul turns. He stops it. Rotolo goes to the side of the box. He'll chase after it to keep it alive. Over to Quinn. Quinn in the slot. Flicks it up for the Z. Steve outside for Crow. Kevin back in. What a shot by Rotolo, and a good save by Van Aaron. Kevin in the corner with Baltucha there, and Van Aaron kicks it out of play.
Well, there's one thing the Sockers are discovering by these rash of injuries they've been having is some good talent. Rotolo is becoming a household word now.
Ladouceur also with a fine game as we see him on the San Diego bench in Wichita. And such a key for these young players to get that important playing time. And when the injuries have been piling up as they have for Ron Newman, he's had to go to those younger players, some of them amateurs like Ruotolo, and they've come through for him. Crow, a ball up the middle. This is for Quinn. It goes past him, or not far enough, rather. Back the other way. Vegas give it away, and the Vegas Americans giving a lot of balls away in midfield, not playing the control game that you might expect with such skillful players like V and Chico Borja. Borja not in the lineup tonight.
They miss him. There's no question about that. He was with the New York Cosmos, as we mentioned off the top, a year ago when the Sockers beat them in the final, and he was definitely a key player in that series.
Here's Tuksha in front for Gurgurev, and he scores an easy goal. Namdar marking Gurgurev, and I don't know what happened on that one. We'll have another look, but the Americans get an easy one after the Sockers have to really fight for theirs.
Well, that was a textbook corner in front type of a play. Kevin Crowe again sticks his foot out the wrong way. The ball goes behind him, and Cha-Cha tries to slide and block it, but too late. From the corner in front, almost a perfect set play. There it is in the corner. Kevin can't get it. Kevin maybe again should have challenged his man. Fred Gurgurev.
4-3 now the score. Here's Woolridge for San Diego across the red line. Pass to Perez, intercepted. Back come the Americans. Gurgurev upended. And that's the Sockers' 4th foul of the period.
One thing is for sure, Randy, this game probably won't be decided until the final few minutes the way it's been going.
Shot wide. It hit Namdar coming back out. Ladouceur will work it up for Perez. Back for Woolridge. Gene with a goal and an assist on the night. Drives this one off a defender. The rebound comes to Clavillo. He'll lob it in for Perez. Hugo heads it to the wall. Carmignani will let it bounce back to Van Aaron. Check that on the fouls. 3 apiece now with 2:30 left to go.
We've seen everything tonight, Randy. Power play goal, shorthanded goal. A lot of good aggressive play.
Orhan. Up for Brian Quinn.
Boy, those boards are really taking a beating there. Talk about aggressive play.
Perez and Orhan after the play mixed it up a little bit. A lot of that banging on the boards is the fans. Every time a Vegas player comes alongside the glass, they give a smack along the boards and the plexiglass. Adds a little dramatics to everything. Drives some of the players nuts too. Go home with boards ringing in your ears. Up to the red line for Perez. And back for Jim Gorsuch. Now to Jacques Ladouceur. Behind Brian Quinn, but he is able to collect it. Now Quinn across the line. The pass to Perez. Back for Quinn through the middle. Brian trying to trap it down. Lays it back outside the box. Vegas will get it, but lose it to Ladouceur.
Hugo is right on his game tonight.
Ladouceur's having a game too. Carmignani sticks one in, and Ladouceur. Perez will get it. He's bumped by Carmignani. Hugo's still hanging on and playing back for Gorsuch.
Hugo missing 16 games the start of the season. Came back, scored a goal in his first game.
Here comes Segota. Pinned into the corner this time by Dudek. 2 defenders around Bronco. We'll get San Diego ball. Foul against Carmignani.
Started to say about Perez, and then he missed the 4-game road trip, comes back and scores a goal. It doesn't seem like time off affects Hugo at all.
Here's a breakaway for Gurgurev, but Clavillo's back in defense. Look how fast he got back. Isn't he amazing? And now a foul against San Diego. .59
seconds left in the first half, and again, the teams will be close to that 6th foul.
Las Vegas with 5, Sockers with 4. On the restart, Hadzic back to the right for Wojciechowski. You know, I'm thinking the little we've seen of Julie V, he could be injured. And they just haven't mentioned it because V has played very little tonight. Wojciechowski up the right side for Hadzic. Ladouceur back to defend. Hadzic goes to the corner. Draws it back out. Wojciechowski with it. Hadzic back for Dudek. Dudek brings it back in. Tries to cut it up the middle. Quinn bumps him off the ball. Wojciechowski plays it back for Hadzic. Sockers doing a good job here, keeping Vegas out of that offensive zone. Now this is Orhan with 15 seconds in the period. Up for Gurgurev. He'll try and turn it around. Hit the post wide. Gurgurev on the rebound, right at Gorsuch, and he keeps it out. What a shot by Gurgurev.
They almost went into the dressing room with a 4-4 tie with 2 seconds to go. Gurgurev a blast on Gorsuch. And we have seen great scoring opportunities, some beautiful goals, and just a well-played first half.
Segota got his 40th of the year from Wilrich at 9:52. And then Fred Gurgurev came back at 11:45 with his 26th from Val Tuksha. It's 4-3. The Sockers lead the Las Vegas Americans. It's halftime, and we'll be back with more at the Sports Arena after this. Randy Hahn along with Richard Saxton. We are back live at the Sports Arena in San Diego. A halftime with the Sockers leading the Americans by a score of 4-3. And Richard, this game so far has lived up to everything that we thought it would. It's been wild action. The Sockers getting good performances from people like Branko Segota and Gene Wilrich, as they usually do. And what else can you say? It's just been a super effort for the Sockers.
Certainly has, Randy. It's been an excellent first half. We've seen, I think, just about everything that we've wanted to see and expected to see. The only disappointment is, I would think, is maybe I would have liked to have seen Alan Mayer in goal. I would have liked to have seen Julie V play a bit more than he did in the first half. And we've certainly seen a lot of Martin Donnelly and Gert Wierzchowski. Jerry O'Kane has an injury, another former Socker. I would have liked to see more of the former Sockers out there on the field, but I think we're seeing a great display. And if Las Vegas, they'll get Chico Borja back and a few of their other injured players, I mean, they are a great team. They played really good soccer, but the Sockers could have more than a 4-3 advantage right now. In the early going, they had some glorious opportunities. They could maybe have led 3-0 early and right now be leading 7-3. They've had good ball possession, and they played great soccer.
Richard, let's update our fans on the standings around the Major Indoor Soccer League heading into tonight's action. In the East, Baltimore on top with a 4.5-game lead over the Chicago Sting. Sting have lost 3 in a row at home now after winning their first 14 there. Then Cleveland and St. Louis 7 games back each. Minnesota 8.5 off the pace. Pittsburgh have been coming on a little bit lately with Stan Terlecki back in their lineup now, but they're still 10 games out. And at 13.5 back, the New York Cosmos.
They won a big game last night, I believe, the Cosmos.
Indeed. And there's the West. Sockers on top at 24-8, and then the Vegas Americans 5 games back. And the most frustrating thing I think for Las Vegas is before that 11-game win streak started, they were 6 games back. They've only picked up a game on the Sockers with an 11-game win streak.
That's because the Sockers have won 10 out of 12.
There's Los Angeles 6 back, Wichita 7.5, Kansas City, Tacoma, and then Dallas again losing tonight. They're now 14.5 games off the pace.
And then we take a look at the leading goal scorers. The Sockers have 3, as you can see in the top group there. Steve Jungle now on top. He loves to be on top. That's kind of what he's wanted to do all year. And he was a little frustrated earlier when Karl-Heinz Granica, who's now second of Chicago, was ahead of him. But 43, 46, 89 for Jungle. He has a nice 6-point cushion above Granica. Then Stamenkovic of Baltimore. Baltimore with some balanced attack, but Stamenkovic the point getter, 30 goals, 35 assists. And Dale Mitchell of Tacoma. Then Branko Segota with 2 goals tonight now has 40 goals, and there are only, 4 players in the MISL that have 40 or more goals, and Branko Segota has now become the 5th to reach that plateau. And as we've been mentioning, and we'll mention again and again, it's a shame that he was not selected to be an all-star, but Branko right up there in the scoring. Right behind him, Gene Wilrich, and Wilrich with a goal tonight. Now has 32 goals. And Jerry Gray, as we mentioned, his broken leg. He's out for the season, but still hangs in there in the top scoring. And then Tattoo of Dallas is also one of the people with 40 or more goals. And as far as goalkeeping is concerned, Scott Manning of Baltimore right on top, and that is why Baltimore is having so much success. Jimmy Gorsuch, number 2 in the league, and we look down and we see Alan Mayer, who is injured, down at the bottom of the top list there.
So there you have a look at the leading scorers and goalkeepers. There's a look at some of the top assist people in the league as well, with Steve Zungel right on top at 46.
Yeah,
we're going to talk to
now,
Burl Cohen of the Las Vegas Americans. That's coming up in just a moment. It's halftime with the Sockers leading the Americans 4-3. Welcome back to the San Diego Sports Arena. It's halftime with the Sockers leading the Las Vegas Americans 4-3. We hope you're enjoying tonight's broadcast on the San Diego Cable Sports Network, one of our 10 games this year, and we're fortunate enough to be able to see the Las Vegas Americans twice, and we're very happy to have with us here up in the broadcast booth the Executive Vice President of the Las Vegas Americans, Mr. Burl Cohen. And Burl, first of all, you got to be really happy with this game. It's everything that we thought it would live up to be. I guess you have to be especially happy with Keith Van Aaron. He kept you in that first period.
I'm afraid if it weren't for Keith, the score would be 6-2 now, 6-3. He played tremendously the first 5 minutes.
Burl, this has been a brand new venture for all of you people in Las Vegas, getting involved in Major Indoor Soccer League, at least from the managerial standpoint. What's it been like so far? You put together a great team. How's the city responding to it?
Well, the city has really taken to the team. The media, particularly, our newspaper and radio and television coverage has been phenomenal. Actually, the best I've ever seen. The city itself is rapidly becoming, I think, it's on the verge of becoming an indoor soccer city that rivals places like San Diego as far as enthusiasm is concerned.
There's been a lot of franchises come and go in soccer in this country. What convinced you and the rest of the people who put all the dollars it took to put this team together to go into indoor soccer?
Well, I was one of the original founders of the MISL, and I had a team in Houston in 77, 78 when the league first began. And I've always been a firm believer in the ultimate success of indoor soccer. Las Vegas has always been a very, very good sports town. It's now reached the size and population where it can support an indoor soccer franchise. And we have a new facility that seats almost 18,000 people. And we just felt the time was right to bring a major professional sports franchise to Las Vegas. And I think we're going to be very successful.
You've got AAA baseball in Las Vegas, and of course a big basketball team, the Runnin' Rebels at UNLV with Mr. Tarkanian and friends. But aside from that, I guess you really got a lot of competition in the city with the #1 pastime, it seems, in Nevada, and that's gambling and the entertainment industry. How difficult is it to get people's minds off of all the exciting shows on the Strip and get them thinking about professional sports in their own town? Of course, there's a lot of book betting on everything else, but sometimes the people there overlook what's right in front of them.
Well, I'll tell you, it isn't so difficult as far as making them aware of the Americans, and it hasn't been difficult to get them interested. The problem that you have in Las Vegas is a large percentage of the population is always working because it's a 24-hour town. So you have to market the sport, and you have to schedule the sport so that you maximize your opportunity to attract fans, people that are able to come there when they have the time to do it. I think next year we're going to have to revise some of our thinking as to when we play our games. But I think, generally speaking, by next year, this franchise will be a very solid MISL franchise.
Well, Burl, you've spent a whole lot of money getting a whole lot of good players. We've been watching them for years here in San Diego. You're endowed with them now. We wish you the best of luck, especially in the second half here tonight. It's going to be a wild one.
I think so. Thank you, Randy.
Burl Cohen, the Executive Vice President of the Las Vegas Americans. Halftime here, 4-3, San Diego leading. And we're back with highlights after this. Randy Hunt and Richard Saxton back live at the Sports Arena in San Diego. Time for a look at some highlights from that exciting first half, Richard, that I thought the Sockers dominated, but a mistake on the shorthanded goal, and it's a lot closer than it might have been.
Yeah, well, there were certainly some highlights. We're going to see the goal-scoring highlights. Wilrich off the boards to Hugo Perez to make it 1-0. I say goal-scoring because there were some other highlights, too, some near misses. And here is the next goal as Las Vegas tied it at 1-1. Dudek to Klinkarski. Kevin Crowe watches it, and it's a 1-1 tie at 12:38 of the first period. And then a short-handed goal, I believe we're going to see. Or no, Branko Segota with the ball, and I think he sets up Gene Wilrich. Some great footwork by Branko. Gets around Dudek.
This is the Segota goal.
Okay,
that
this
went
is
off
his
the
39.
woodwork.
That is the one that made it 3-2 Sockers, and that's the one that hit the lumber right. Remember that one. And then the blast by Gene Wilrich. Great goal that was, an early goal. Just some great scoring. Anybody on the Sockers can score. You just don't know who's going to do it on a given night. And tonight we've seen Segota with a couple, and Wilrich and Perez, and this Las Vegas goal by Gergiev, and he makes it 4-3, narrows the score at that point.
And this is actually before the goal we last just saw. These are out of sequence. This is Zungo getting it to Wilrich, and then Segota tapping in the easy goal. That was his 40th of the year, and then Grigoriev scored the one we just saw. So,
well, whatever order, they look great. They were great goals, but it's 4-3 at halftime. A couple of goals by Branko Segota, giving him 40.
And there's the shots. Sockers leading in that department. 9 saves for Van Aaron to Jim Gorsuch's 8. Blocks pretty close, and Vegas ahead in the fouls department. We're set to get underway with third period action. As we look at the goals leaders in the league, Zungo with 42, second behind Karl-Heinz Granitza. And then Zungo first in assists and first in points. And now we're back underway. Sockers defending the goal to our right. They lead 4-3. Zungo to Segota, back for Steve, and Van Aaron kicks it out. So right off the kickoff, Zungo gets an opportunity with teammate Branko Segota. Now it's Helmut Dudek for the Americans. Up to midfield. Long pass for Julie V, and that's headed out by Fernando Clavillo. Talking to Burl Cohen, expected to see more of Julie V in the second half. V did not play very much in the first half at all. Neither did Kurt Wierzchowski. V on the restart in front. Orhan's shot is wide, and Clavillo headed back for Jim Gorsuch. Pass up the left wing for Zungo. Tried to get it through for Segota. Steve will chase it to the wall. Dudek tries to knock it out, and V will come back to the red line to get it for San Diego. Gave it away to Brian Quinn. Quinn over to the right side for Kevin Crowe. Crowe's had a handful of chances tonight.
And he's also let in a couple of goals that maybe he shouldn't have on defense.
Here's Zungle at the side of the box trying to set it up for Segota. It'll come back toward the Sockers player bench. Quinn keeping it over for Crowe. It's a big period for the Sockers, the third. This is where they tend to blow teams out. Zungle with a steal up at the line. Trying to get it through for Segota. Nice ball because Dudek missed it too. Wilrich over to get the rebound. To Clavillo. Now Wilrich with a shot, and that goes out of play for goal kick for Keith Van Aaron. Sockers have outscored their opponents 48-26 in the third period. And the Americans have been outscored 40-38 in the third period. But all of Las Vegas stats have come up by leaps and bounds during this 11-game win streak. Talk to Burl Cohen about how Vegas is accepting indoor soccer. Their home attendance, 6,059 average.
I overheard him say that Las Vegas is a 24-hour town.
That's the understatement of the year.
I think anybody who's visited Las Vegas certainly knows that it's at least a 24-hour town.
At least, yeah.
They might draw better crowds if they play at 2 in the morning.
Fred Grigoriev. Across midfield, he'll play it to the left corner. Nice clearing ball by Katakalitis, using the wall effectively, gets it up to Wilrich. He lost it, and now Wierzchowski. To Bobby Hanzich. Up the middle for number 13, Oscar Albuquerque. Left it for Tuchia. Albuquerque fighting for it with Ladouceur. Jacques got it, gets it out to Katakalitis. Sockers playing well in their own end. Gorsuch, long throw up for Ladouceur, and that's over 3 lines. Comes back for Las Vegas, free kick.
Soccer's playing very well in terms of possession. Their passing, their ball control is very good, and we kind of wonder why Julie V hasn't had more ball control the way he used to. Well, the Sockers have had the ball most of the time. They have really done a good job of controlling, and their time of possession is very high.
They've forced a lot of giveaways as well. We talked about that in the first half. I'm sure something Popovic has gone over with his players at halftime. Van Aaron kicks it downfield. Katakalitis winning it into the air. Get it to Perez. Now Ladouceur with Hugo Perez. And Jacques turned the wrong way. The rebound comes to Namdar. Here's Hugo Perez on the left wing. Chips it over to the right side for Wilrich. Namdar will run in from behind. Wilrich has a whack at it. Deflected. And now comes back to Katakalitis in midfield. Wilrich chips one in for Ladouceur. Flicks it on for Katakalitis. That won't get through and goes back for Van Aaron. Talked about the injuries. Among those out, Guy Newman after surgery in December. Brian Schmetzer out with a broken bone in his right foot. Tells me it'll be about 6 weeks. Gary Collier out with a broken right ankle. He's probably out till playoff time. Addy Coker still out after the complications from his appendectomy as Crow clears it to center. Addy should be back soon. Kaz Dana out with a sprained knee. Paulo Moore out with a bruised knee. Steve Daly out with a sprained knee tonight as well. Tuksha shot came off the wall. Perez got a piece of the rebound. Quinn plays it back for Jim Dorsett.
Yeah, they say Addy should be back maybe in a couple of weeks. He'll start working out, and then just depends on how quickly he gets back into playing form.
Quinn to Clavillo. Unbelievable how Clavillo gets to some of those balls so quickly. He's got incredible speed from a stop. Some players like Segota build up the speed 10 or 20 yards into their run. Clavillo's instant speed off a dime. Kick to center for Zongo. Comes back the other way. Klinkarski to Tuksha. Back in front. Klinkarski hits the post.
Gorsuch may have got a piece of that one.
Here's Donnelly. For Klinkarski. Another shot. Goes through the legs of Fox on the rebound. Donnelly gets a chance. Got to start challenging some of these Americans. And now Donnelly gives it away to Quinn. Here's Zongo. Sending Quinn down the left wing side. Damir Satevsky back for Las Vegas. Quinn grabbed by Tuksha. That's a foul, Las Vegas, our first of the period.
Okay, let's take another look at the action around the net as Las Vegas is playing like the Sockers did in the first half. Oh, it went off Gorsuch's head. It came off the post and off Gorsuch's head. So that was a save by Jimmy.
On the kick in, a chance, Douglas scores! The Big Z makes it 5-3.
Steve Jungle. 44 goals. Brought to the United States from split Yugoslavia by the coach of the Las Vegas Americans.
That was simply a kick off the wall by Crow after the ball was put into play by Quinn. It came off the wall and Zongo all alone in front to put it in.
Wondering if that was a set play. I wanted to take a look at the replay and see if that maybe is something they work on in practice as we take a look at how potent the Sockers are.
There won't be a replay on that, unfortunately, but Zongo with what amounted to an empty net goal. He struck it very well, though. Had to hurry up the shot.
Sometimes in practice they will work on those kicks, either play it off the boards or play it directly to the player in front, depending on how the other team is aligned, and they can pay off. A lot of goals are scored off the set play like that.
Sockers with their second two-goal lead of the game. And now it's Segota in midfield, dropping it down for Woolrich. Tony Carbagnani got to that. Segota will fight for it. He's kicked by Carbagnani. Foul number 2 against the Americans. Woolrich. Up to center. This is for Segota. Goes off him. Here's V with a break down the right wing. V with Espinoza trailing. V will take a shot. Gorsuch the hand save. And it's cleared by Zongo upfield for Segota. Here's Bronco. Carries it to center. Down the left side. Segota still on the ball. Drops it back for Woolrich. Gene has a look at goal. And gives it away to Carbagnani.
Did you see that drop pass by Segota to Woolrich? Bronco has a sixth sense. He knows what to do and where the players are and how to set them up.
V sandwiched in midfield, and that'll be a foul against San Diego, their first of the period. Zongo got his 44th. Crow the assist at 4:47 to make it 5-3 on our video library scoreboard. Julie V for Las Vegas. Back across the halfway line to Jorge Espinoza. He'll chip it back the other way for Dudek. Forced by Woolrich to go back to the goalkeeper Van Aaron. Van Aaron now kicks it upfield for V. This will get to Kevin Crow first. And Kevin will just punch it back to Gorsuch. To midfield for Ladouceur. The pass for Quinn. Gets by him. Rotolo had a chance. Quinn all over the midfield area. Orhan sends it back the other way for Julie. Laid it off. Crow gets it out of the zone. Here's the Ruotolo. To Ladouceur. Back for Ruotolo, but he didn't continue the run down the right wing. The pass would have been too far ahead anyway. Even Clavillo wasn't going to catch that one.
Rotolo and Ladouceur, a couple of players that don't normally see a lot of playing time, but they certainly are now with the injuries.
You know, first couple of games I saw them, I wondered if they could play indoors. 3 games in, they look better. 4 games in, they look better. And with every game, these young players just learn so much. The nerves and the tension of actually just being out there are gone. Here's Quinn taking a pass from Crow. Hit it to the far post. Nobody there to tip it in. Kevin will get the rebound. Back to the Wolfman. He hits a right footer at Van Aaron.
People just tuning in now wondering about the Wolfman. Eric Geyer's back. Came in from Chicago today to help the Sockers out. They need help on defense.
Sockers acquired Eric on a straight cash deal earlier today. And he lets go a good dipping shot that Van Aaron has to go up high to turn away. And then a foul right after that. San Diego's second of the period.
Jacques the guilty party.
Now Julie V on the ball for Las Vegas. Tries to work the give and go. Doesn't happen. And it's back for Gorsuch. Jimmy to his left for Quinn. Quinn comes to center. The pass through for Perez. Back the other way come the Americans. Val Tuksha. Across the red line. He's got room up the middle. Tuksha on goal with it, but Crow blocked it. Wilrich, a good job to get back. He was caught away from the play on that switch. Now Gene will come to center with Zungel and Perez. Big collision between Wilrich and Tuksha. No foul.
Gene looking for the foul, but no call.
Here's Geyer. To Zungel. And the Wolfman takes a rest. Zungel back for Clavillo. 5-3, San Diego leads. 6:50 to go in the third period. We're live on the San Diego Cable Sports Network. Clavillo up for Perez. Nice move by Orhan. Cleared that, and now it's back for Tuksha. And indeed, we are seeing more of Julie V in the second half, as one might have predicted. And possibly the strategy of Popovic to keep V fresh for when the Sockers, who are injured, might be at their most vulnerable. Mike Fox down the right side. Shot at goal. Gorsuch the save, and Perez will flip him the rebound.
That's a good point, Randy, because we know strategy is really a big part of the game, and Popovic, with 4 straight MISL titles when he was in New York, knows what to do and when to do it. And that could be part of the strategy.
Gorsuch gives one away to Fox. Look out, 3 Americans. The shot just wide. Jimmy shakes his head after that shot went wide. Zungel now up the wing. Here's another steal. Fox, far post, back for Oscar Albuquerque. He winds it up. Gorsuch with the save.
I was going to say, Las Vegas is getting a lot more chances.
Here's Quinn chasing Gorsuch's throw. Van Aaron got it. Quinn stuck the foot up. Here's another break. End-to-end breakaways here. Gurgura a shot. That's wide. On the rebound. This is Fox. He couldn't trap it in. Tuksha takes a shot. That's way wide, and Gorsuch's got it again. Fires it right up the wing again for Zungel. Great action. He's got Quinn. The Z to Quinn, but it was fading to the far post. Little too far. Van Aaron with the stop.
Great action at both ends. I was going to say the Las Vegas Americans are playing like the Sockers did early in the first period. They're getting a lot of scoring opportunities.
Klinkarski for Las Vegas. Leaves it for Dudek at the point. He'll let go with this rocket. And hit Segota. Rebound comes to Ladouceur. To Wadi Hermes. Hermes with his first professional indoor goal the other day in Wichita. Kicked loose. Ladouceur coming in. Hermes there. And Van Aaron will clear it up to the red line. Klinkarski tripping on the artificial surface. Sometimes that just happens, especially if you're not used to playing on it like Klinkarski is not. Crow up the wing for Namdar. Now to Ladouceur. Jock trying to turn it away from Dudek. That's intercepted, but Crow will get it again for San Diego to Wilrich.
I'm not saying there's natural grass in an indoor
Here's
arena.
Crow again. Another chance. Front of the goal. Shot it high and wide.
Good chance by Kevin Crow. No, right. You say Klinkarski is not used to playing on the artificial turf, but mainly an outdoor player.
Klinkarski from Yugoslavia on the ball now against Crow. I'll tell you, the forwards are going to have some pointers for Kevin Crowe after this game. He's had more chances than Segota. Here's the Rootalo for San Diego. Back for Gorsuch. Sockers will change on the go. Gorsuch sets it down, kicks it upfield for Perez. With Zungul coming off the bench. Good bench play. Perez to Zungul. He scores! Wow, what a passing play. It's 6-3.
Great teamwork.
The old back door.
As tonight has to belong to Steve Zungul. He takes the pass from Perez right in there. What a setup. You can't get a better goal than that, except for the one that Segota put off all 3 pieces of lumber in the first half. But that's a great goal by Steve Zungul.
So the Z gets his second of the night. It's now a 6-3 San Diego lead.
Steve told me yesterday about tonight's game. He said I'm coming out here just to have fun. I said, what about the emotion and playing against the players you played with and against? And he said, no, I'm just coming out to have fun, and he's having fun.
2 tonight, 45 on the year now for Zungul, and he's starting to pull away from Granitza atop the league scoring standings. Steve with 2 goals and an assist tonight, giving him 92 points on the year. 6-3 the score now. 2:45 left in the third period. San Diego has scored 2 straight in this period, both from Zungul. He's got the ball now. Back for Gorsuch. Now to Namdar. Cross for Gorsuch again. Zungul back for Gorsuch. Over for Namdar. Cha-Cha back for Jimmy. And he'll kick it into midfield for Quinn. Quinn brings in the pass. Gives it to Crowe. Kevin with another break on the left wing. He's got Perez on the other side. Crowe plays it. And it goes out of play off Kwiatkowski for San Diego kick-in.
He's certainly right about the number of chances that Kevin Crowe has had and what he's done with them. He's getting warmed up for the All-Star game, maybe.
That's coming up Sunday in Cleveland. The game will be televised live on ESPN. Make sure to catch that Sunday afternoon, as the Sockers will have 5, possibly 6 players if they draft Segota as a last-minute replacement for Los Angeles Batata. He's been released, in fact, practicing with Las Vegas recently, Batata. There's some thought that he may sign with them. Zungul's 45th from Perez, 11:41. And on our Kobe Swap Meet scoreboard, 6-3. Just a great feeling in the building tonight to have it full again. Sockers have not had a sellout this year. It's got to be close. We'll probably find out end of the third period on the restart. Zungul right at goal, and Van Aaron had it this time.
That had hat trick written all over it.
We have a Vegas player injured. Van Aaron and Zungul now having words.
And Cabrichin restraining Zungul, and
we're going to get another look at it. I'm not sure who's down injured.
so there's Zungul. Oh,
It's
that
Fred
collision.
Gurjev, I think, or either that or Espinoza.
That was a collision right there.
Zungul playing the ball from my perspective.
Yeah, Zungul steering that one right towards Van Aaron.
Jorge Espinoza, the injured defender for the Americans, might have caught an elbow right in the chest.
Well, Zungul was playing the ball, so that is totally legal, and just a very stiff check, you might say, on Espinoza, who's down. Randy, earlier you mentioned how many different places all these Las Vegas Americans come from. There are Americans on the team, West Germans, players from Northern Ireland, Yugoslavia, Argentina, Cyprus, Canada, Chile, of all places. And we've seen so many teams around the MISL that have characteristically teams from a particular country, either Denmark or Yugoslavia or Poland or so on. But the Las Vegas Americans certainly a mix from all around the world.
While they attend to Espinoza, we'd like to tell you that the Sockers continue to offer a great discount to groups on the hottest ticket in town. If your group, club, or organization would like to get together for a night of fun at the Sockers, call the Sockers Group Sales Office at 224-GOAL. And remember, sports fans, the San Diego Cable Sports Network will be casting 41 Padres home games this year. Customers of Cox can call 262-1122 And Southwestern customers can call 695-9401 and watch the championship Padres win it all this year. Baseball season just around the corner. Pitchers and catchers getting ready to go to camp in Yuma.
They'll be there Sunday and start working out on Monday. Yesterday, Gary Templeton signing a 3-year extension. He'll be around for a while as we take a look at the collision between Espinoza and Jungle. As Jungle looking for goal number 3, the hat trick tonight.
I think it could be the right shoulder. It could be a shoulder separation or a dislocation there. That's the way it looked on that impact, the way Jungle came in. Can't be too serious. Espinoza's getting back on his feet, and they're grabbing him by that arm. Gorsuch over at the Vegas bench talking to some of his old mates, including Martin Donnelly, the fighting Irishman from the north.
Nice time to go over and talk to some old friends who happen to play on the other team. You think you could save it for a beer later, but no, there's an injury. Let's take the time and have a quick chat. How are the wife and kids?
So Espinoza helped off the field by Tom Kocher, the Las Vegas trainer. I guess that's Coker.
Espinoza from Chile.
The Cypriot player is Ilmaz Orhan. And now we have a drop ball as Espinoza tries to get himself all sorted out inside the Las Vegas zone up at the red line. Segota wins the drop ball, gets it to Jungle. Now Bronco over to the right wing side for Quinn. 2 fouls apiece, 2 minutes to go in the third period. 6-3, San Diego leading the Americans. Quinn, long pass. Segota will take this in the corner. Dudek all over Bronco. Great shot. That hit Van Aaron in the face. Rebound. V lost it. Here's Wyszykowski. Zungle chasing after Gert. Into the middle for Grigurev. Back for Wyszykowski. In comes Katakalitis. Hadzic had a chance. Clavia will play it out for Segota. Grigurev watching Bronco. Americans get it back. This is Dudek. Nice little skill move behind the back. In for Hadzic to the right of the slot for V. Julie showing us some of those skills to Hadzic. Hit it wide. On the rebound they score. And V makes that one happen.
V made another one happen earlier too. And yeah, we saw some vintage Julie in front there. He made a nice move with his feet.
That initial shot and the rebound. All created by V. Hadzic hitting the post. Then a good half volley taken.
Yeah, great half volley. Just a one-timed it in. We see Julie make his neat little move in front. Flick it on, and then it comes off the boards. Bingo.
I think that was Grigurev. Wait for the official scoring play. 6-4 the score now with under a minute to go in the third period. Still not out of reach for Las Vegas by any means. Sockers will attest to that after a rather unsavory experience in St. Louis last week. Grigurev with the goal, his second of the night.
Yeah, Sockers leading 3-1, and then all of a sudden 4 goals in the last 6 minutes and 12 seconds or something like that.
3 goals for
3
St.
goals.
Louis.
Yeah, and they came back to win it 4-3.
Grigorev's 27th of the year from Hadzic to narrow the San Diego lead to 2 goals. Here's Julie V at center. Up the right side. Geyer will be back for this. Miskicked it. Lost it to Mike Fox. Fox back out to the slot for Donnelly. Side of the box again for Fox. Fox off the glass, and Gorsuch's got the rebound. Up the middle for Rafael Ruotolo. He leaves it for Wilrich. Gene bumped off the ball, and he is finally fouled by Fox. Or do we have a whistle to look after Ladouceur? Indeed, that's what it is. Jacques Ladouceur down in the San Diego end.
Well, we knew there was going to be aggressive play, and there have been a lot of fouls, but on the most part, the teams have been fairly cautious, trying to avoid the 6 fouls per period. Only Las Vegas has been guilty of that, and they took a penalty. They scored a short-handed goal, and on the same penalty, there was a power play for the Sockers, so that was kind of 1 for each on that one. But good aggressive play to get the ball. Gigurev scored the last goal. He's got 2 on the night.
Gorsuch, nice throw up the left wing. This is for Wilrich. Gene turns it around, lets the shot go, and hit Ruotolo. Raphael plays it back in front for Wilrich. He let it go by. Soccer's starting to look tired. Wilrich on the end of a long shift as the buzzer sounds to end the third period. So the Sockers open it up just a little bit. Zungel gets a couple, and after 3, it's the Sockers 6 and the Americans 4 on the Video Library scoreboard. We're back here on the Cable Sports Network with fourth period action after this. We're back live at the San Diego Sports Arena. It's 6-4. The Sockers leading Las Vegas tonight. MetLife Hat Night. 6,000 caps given away to the first 6,000 fans here tonight. And with us we have Mr. Ivor Quigley, who's from New York. He's the head of the soccer program for MetLife, and he's traveling all around the MISL, enjoying all this action. And you've got another great one to see here tonight, Ivor.
Randy, this has been a great opportunity for us in San Diego to be involved with a program like tonight. It's been so exciting for all of our people. We have 150 people from Metropolitan here, and they're thoroughly enjoying themselves.
It's a great experience for the kids here tonight too. They come out for the hat night, and what an exhibition of soccer
well,
they're seeing.
That's the reason we got into soccer to begin with. We felt there were more kids playing soccer in America than any other sport, and with the parents being involved in coaching, and became a family program and a family game, and as evidenced by the number of parents here tonight and kids with them. It's the kind of people we're interested in doing business with, and we just can't say enough about the welcome we've had here at San Diego. With Ron Newman is an old friend of mine. He was Coach of the Year a few years ago. And obviously you've got a program here that you can be very proud of.
Ivor, thanks for making the trip all the way from New Jersey. Hope you enjoyed the game, and thanks for the hats.
Thank you.
Ivor Quigley from Metropolitan Live. Fourth period action set to get underway now here at the Sports Arena as we look at some highlights of that third period. Hugo Perez setting up Steve Zungel, a backdoor play that gave Zungel his 44th or 45th goal of the year, but then Fred Gigurev came back, got a goal for the Americans. B made it happen. Nice move up front. Took Quinn out of the play, sent it over to Hadzic. His shot missed, but Gigurev, great goal scorer with the left foot volley. He puts it in. And that's where we at, 6-4. And now back to the live action. Sockers defend the goal to our left for this fourth and final period of regulation. Helmut Dudek, dipping left foot, riser. It rose and then dipped. Kept out of the goal, however. Wilrich trying for a steal in midfield with Zungel. Back the other way comes Carbagnani. And Gorsuch lets one go through his legs.
Well, we said the game would not be decided until the final few minutes, and Espinoza, who was injured just moments ago, comes back and blasts one. Gorsuch got a good piece of it, but those aren't the kind you really want to go in. If you can get it that good a piece of it, I think he should have stopped it.
He has to stop that shot.
Just a long, low blast, and it's the low shots, the deadly ones, because you've got to, the goalkeeper has to get down. He's got to get his hands down there because he's got to cover up that low space, and it's the high shots that are easier to stop, but that low shot by Espinoza narrows it to 6-5.
A one-goal game again. Ladouceur in for Segota, but Wojciechowski heads that down. Let's see if Popovich's strategy holds true, keeping some of his stars out of the first half, saving them for when they were needed most. Here's Wilrich up to the line. He'll pass it to Ladouceur. Goes in with Tuksha. Ball comes back out. And Carbagnani will play it across the goal for Wojciechowski. So Espinoza with a couple of goals tonight. Kunkarski assisting on that last one.
Espinoza came in here with 3 goals, and he's now got 5. So he enjoys playing the Sockers.
Here's Klinkarski. Nice move. Gets it by Quinn on the pass to Hadzic. Gorsuch bringing in the rebound off the glass. Sends it upfield. Hit a Vegas player, but now Segota's got it. Up at the red line. He'll go around Tuksha. Lets the shot go. Van Aaron on the rebound. And now Ladouceur's shot will bounce out of play. Van Aaron with a great stop on Segota's bullet. Then he got another chance.
Great play by Branko Segota. He just gets around the defenders and gets the shot.
Didn't get as much on that one. That one came off the side a little bit and didn't have as much steam on it. Ladouceur on the rebound volley. And now we have a kick in Sockers.
The save that Van Aaron just made should have been the save that Jimmy Gorsuch should have made on the goal that he let in, because he was standing up, and maybe when it's down low like that, you've got to dive. Get your arm down. Try and protect as much as the lower area as you can around the goal. But Van Aaron won a championship with the Baltimore Blast. So
last year against the St. Louis Steamers in 5 games. On the restart, it's Quinn along the boards for Crow. This is cleared. Gurgurev heading it. And now Damir Sitevsky. Up the wing. This is a nice ball for Gurgurev. 2 of Vegas Americans trailing. And Crow called for the foul. Gurgurev sets it down for the quick restart.
Gurgurev, another former New York Arrow, played with them in 80-81. A lot of former New York Arrows.
Tuch's shot blocked by Quinn. Quinn nearly gave it away. Crow gets it, or Gorsuch rather. Up for Ladouceur. Schock played it a little casually over to Quinn. That's a giveaway. Here's Gurgurev. Shot. Gorsuch got a piece of it, and Ladouceur finesses it back for Gorsuch. Sockers have to settle it down here just a little bit. Up the wing for Segota. Bronco takes it at the Las Vegas red line. Knocked out of the play, and that's a foul against the Americans. Their first of the period.
1 goal difference, and Espinoza was the one to narrow it. His 2nd of the game, 5th of the season from Klinkarski. 6-5 on the video library scoreboard.
Segota tripped up at the top of the half circle again. This time no whistle. And Helmut Dudek comes out with it. Lost it to Katakalitis, and another foul.
This is going to be a great period of soccer, Randy. 6-5 Sockers. We're going to see a lot of aggression, and one team is wanting to prove their point. I don't think a 1-goal game will do that. They really want to show who's the dominant force. We have the #1 team in the West and the #2 team in the West. They have 2 more games against one another in their final 16. Final 15.
Espinoza cross to Damir Sitevsky. Vegas send 4 men into the zone. Sitevsky across the middle. Gorsuch has some trouble with the rebound. Nobody there for Vegas. Jimmy looks upfield. Fires it to Wilrich. Lost to Sitevsky. Dudek comes back the other way. Quinn helped to break this up. Here's Zungel with Quinn and Rafael Ruotolo. Zungel, the shot. Van Aaron makes the save. Clavillo heads the rebound into the corner. Off the wall, but Carbagnani blocked it. V works it out to midfield for Gurgurev. Nice play out for Carbagnani. He draws it back. Quinn wins it back for San Diego. Drops it for Katakalitis, and V will intercept. Ladouceur's got it again as Katakalitis is bumped by V. Here's Ladouceur into the zone. That's kicked out, and Julie has it in midfield. 10:45 left to go in the 4th period. 6-5, Sockers on top. They led 6-3. Here's Klinkarski. Katakalitis gives him the elbow. That's a pushing foul.
Here's Klinkarski and George. George gave him a push in the back of the neck there.
Donnelly on the restart. Off to the right for Tuchia. Tries to wind it up, goes all over Ladouceur. Takes a shot, and Perez has the rebound. Hugo trying to do it at midfield himself, and does it. Back over to Quinn. Now back for Hugo. Takes it nicely off the chest with Clavillo. Fernando hits the post, the other wide open net.
What a setup. Great job by Hugo to set up Clavillo.
Here's B. His shot wide, the rebound. Donnelly's shot, and Gorsuch with the save.
Oh,
Donnelly kicks him. Gorsuch's on top of him. Donnelly's got to get a foul for that.
You know, when Espinoza was down with the injury, Jim Gorsuch went over and was having some nice words with Martin Donnelly, and then Gorsuch robs Donnelly of a goal, and Donnelly kicks Gorsuch. Now the 2 of them are swearing at one another, no doubt, but we'll take another look as Hugo sets up Clavillo, a glorious opportunity, but Clavillo puts it off the boards. Now here's the reason for all the swearing and the exchange of words as Donnelly takes a dive. And watch this. Right. Ooh, that hurts. Now, why did he have to do that?
Well, he's going off for 2 minutes.
He's limping, but I mean, he took a big gamble at trying to get the ball. I mean, the goalkeeper has an equal right to the ball, as does the player attacking. But if Martin's going to dive for it, he's going to get hurt. And then he kicked Gorsuch. Now he's having words with Gorsuch. It's somewhat ironic. Two former teammates, Donnelly a former soccer, and as we mentioned, when Espinoza was down, Jimmy Gorsuch went over talking to Martin at the bench, and then now one another just has bad words.
I don't know what Donnelly could have against Gorsuch on the play. Gorsuch just came out and made a tackle. 2 minutes to Donnelly for unsportsmanlike conduct. We have a power play San Diego.
Unnecessary kick, and this could prove costly, Randy.
Well, last time Vegas scored.
That's right.
It could prove costly to either team. Wilrich out there with Quinn, Crow, Segota, and Zungel. The Z on the left side. Tried to play it in front for Crow. It comes back to Wilrich. Now Bronco on the right wing to the corner for Kevin. Kevin will hit it back to the slot. Wilrich winds it up. Tries to get the right foot shot, sends it deep for Crow. Across the goal out, it's loose in front, and Van Aaron has it.
How many times have we seen Kevin Crow with a good chance tonight?
Look at that throw by Van Aaron to Julie V. V takes it all the way down. Wilrich has got it again for San Diego.
Sometimes Ron Newman will go with 5 attackers, midfielders, and forwards only on the power play, but he does have defender Kevin Crow playing with this power play unit, and Crow is playing right around the goal mouth.
He's got that size. He can get up in the air. Zungel in front for Quinn. Bryan draws it back. Now Quinn again over to Zungel. Now to the right side for Wilrich. 52 seconds left in the penalty to Donnelly. Zungel to Crow. Kevin at the wall. Far post is Segota. Zungel over to Wilrich. Gene forced wide. He'll play it back for the Z again. To the side for Crow. Tries to work it through for Segota. Wilrich will chip it far post. Van Aaron, those long arms.
He didn't want Segota to get it.
Here's a 2-on-1. V over to Mike Fox. Zungel fouled by V, and he'll go on.
Oh, boy.
You said it, Richard. We'd see something of everything, including some cheap shots by V and Donnelly, and Zungel's injured.
You know, it's really a shame, too, that the players guilty of the unnecessary moves like this are former Sockers. As we take a look at Julie. Now watch Jungle. Jungle stays with the man as the ball goes away. And then what happened after that?
An elbow by V at Zungel, and Steve is still down. So how quickly things change. V, the hero when he was introduced tonight, now the villain as he's booed off the field.
And the same goes for Martin Donnelly, too.
I'll tell you, this is what's going to make this the best rivalry in the MISL. It was inevitable.
The soccer fans, of course, really like Julie and Martin and Gert. But this is a quick way to not like them. Jungle holding the back of his head. Yeah, he probably took an elbow in there from Julie.
No, it wasn't probably.
He did. He took an elbow.
Definitely.
But Steve on the play didn't follow the ball. He stayed with Julie, stayed covering Julie, and obviously can't let a player like Julie escape because he was instrumental in the short-handed goal. That
have to watch very closely on the far left side of the screen. Now Zungel gives Julie the initial bump, and that's why the retaliation by V. There's kind of a hip check. Then the right elbow by V. Whack.
There, we did see it on that one. Julie V.
So now a 2-man advantage for San Diego for 20 seconds until the penalty to Donnelly expires. Wilrich, Crow, Segota, Quinn, and Perez on this power play. Here's Wilrich to Kevin Crow. Kevin will take it down the lane. Scores! He finally found the spot. Kevin Crow.
He had all the chances. Sockers with a two-man advantage score a decisive goal, and the reason they had the two-man advantage was for unsportsmanlike conduct by the Las Vegas Americans. A great shot by Kevin.
And with Perez at the post, you saw Van Aaron fade to that side first because Kevin can pass it there and use Perez as the decoy. When you've got the two-man advantage, there's so many possibilities. Kevin finds net. It's 7-5, and the Sockers still have a power play for 1:50.
Well, that's the definition of a good player. Somebody that knows what the options are instantly and makes the right decision. Kevin, as you said, had Hugo there, but saw it fit to take the shot himself, and it worked.
Zungel still over on the San Diego bench getting treatment as the ball comes out of play off a Las Vegas player. Sockers have their two-goal margin again. Power play goal for Crow. Sockers' second power play goal of the night. Wilrich assisting. Kevin had opportunities galore earlier. We commented on them. About 0 for 5. Gets the big one. Here's Crow again. Into the slot for Quinn. Quinn into the middle for Perez. Back out for Wilrich. Gene will turn it into the middle. Back for Quinn. Now to Crow. To Quinn. Far post play for Segota. Van Aaron pushes that out. Up goes Tuchscheid. Segota wins it. Gets it to the edge of the box where it's blocked. Tried to find Perez with that pass. Wierzchowski now along the boards. Sockers get it back. Still a minute to go in the power play. Crow deep for Perez. Hugo in the corner. Knocks it back out for Crow. Now Quinn. To Crow again. Takes his shot. The rebound comes out to Mike Fox. He lost it. Crow got it to Segota. Here's Bronco. Right up the middle. His shot hit a leg. And came back to Van Aaron. Now 6:55 left to go. 25 seconds in the penalty to V. Wierzchowski into midfield. This is taken by Crow. Played up for Wilrich. He'll pass it up to Hugo. They had to hurry to play.
Good ball control, good penalty killing by the Las Vegas Americans. There wasn't much they could do when they were two men down, but being a man short, they're doing pretty well. And on their earlier opportunity in the first half, they scored a goal shorthanded.
San Diego's fourth foul against Brian Quinn. Still 1 second left in the penalty to V.
Here's the replay on the foul. Brian Quinn
sending Satevsky down. Now V's back out. They boo him. Used to be V. Now it's boo.
Doesn't take long to forget.
Tuchscheid up the left side. Satevsky goes to the boards with Ruotolo. Raffaele. And a shot by Carbagnani sent up into seats. This will be corner kick Vegas.
Julie, 6 seasons here in San Diego. And the most popular man in town for those 6 years, helping them win 3 championships.
Crow with the goal from Wilrich at 6:42. And at our scoreboard, it's the Sockers ahead of Vegas 7-5. V on the corner kick. In front for Satevsky. Gorsuch will go up high to get this. Up to midfield. This is Juan Hermes with Ruotolo. Hermes moving in on goal. Steps over it. Waddy's still on the ball. Trying to get a shot away. He's pushed. Rebound will come to midfield. Here's V with Satevsky. The pass to Damir Satevsky. In on goal. He's pushed by Katakalitis. That's 2 minutes to him. So George Katakalitis will go away for 2. And the Sockers will be shorthanded.
5:44 left. 7-5. 2-goal game. And still up in the air as Katakalitis gets his hand and then his foot in there.
They had to call that penalty. Satevsky had a good chance to score.
Yeah, might be a good penalty. George didn't want the goal, and he did a good job pushing.
V out there with Dudek. Carbagnani. Wierzchowski and Grigurev on the power play. Wierzchowski, or rather Dudek with a chance right off the kick. Knocked back out. Here comes Wojciechowski. Namdar, Quinn, Crow, and Covillo kill this penalty for San Diego. Wojciechowski over to Dudek. Sends it across the other side for Carbagnani. In front for B. Here's Julie. Boy, they booing him with a vengeance. He and Peter Berlich have something in common now.
6 seasons in San Diego, 3 championships, and it was a misconduct penalty and 2 minutes in the penalty box that has changed the emotions of the San Diego fans.
Here's Dudek at the side. V even held the arms up that time. Why are you booing me? Now Dudek falls on the carpet like Karski. What's with these guys? Get some different kind of shoes. Have to change their sponsorship contract. Gergerev. Over to Wojciechowski. Soccer's successfully killing this off so far. Here's V to Carbagnani. His shot knocked loose, and here's Namdar with it. Cha-cha sends it up the rail, and Van Aaron will play it back into midfield. 7-5 with 4:20 left to go in this game. Soccer's on top. Here's Wojciechowski. Toe poke wide. Dudek on the rebound to the corner. Quinn gets to that. Now 28 seconds left in the San Diego penalty to Katakalitis. In front. Gergerev, but Gorsuch had it.
12,948. The Soccer's first sellout of the season.
Here's Quinn. Back for Kevin Crow. Now 10 seconds left in Katakalitis' minor penalty. Quinn plays it back for Namdar. Cha-cha sends it up the wing for Kevin Crow. And the penalty to Katakalitis expired.
Now we can hear the crowd that I just mentioned. And we're going to hear a lot more of them in the final 3.5 minutes. There we go.
Up for Gergerev. Back for V. Julie. And Gorsuch kicks it out. Now another foul. Clavillo with the Soccer's 5th.
Now they're in foul trouble.
Only 1 for Vegas. Jorge Espinoza, he has 2 goals tonight. Over to Dudek. High ball in for Julie V. It sails past it. On the rebound, V with a chance. Namdar poked it out. Here's Espinoza again as Vegas continue to mount pressure. Katakalitis gets it out, but Hadzic keeps it for Vegas. To Espinoza. Now over to Helmut Dudek. He'll let a rocket go. Bouncer! Gorsuch lost it for a moment, but Crow has it. Kevin will turn it back toward his goal. Now he heads upfield. Tried to pass it through for Wilrich. Made a mistake. Now here's Gergerev. Back for Espinoza. 2:40 to go. 7-5. Soccer's on top.
It's going to be an exciting finish.
Espinoza intercepted by Geyer. The Wolfman to Zongo. Steve drops it back for Wilrich. Now to Katakalitis. George Katakalitis up to the right side for Perez. And Perez goes down. Here's Tukcha. Goes through midfield. 2 minutes left. Tripped up on the play. Back for Espinoza at his own red line. Deep ball played in for Klinkarski. Geyer gets position on him. Clears it. Fox for Vegas. They've got to look at pulling Van Aaron here soon.
Well, Sockers are trying to avoid drawing a foul because that would put a man in the penalty box. So they've got to be very delicate in this last minute and a half.
Fox goes to the corner. Wilrich works it out to midfield. A minute 20. Espinoza into midfield for Val Tuksha. Perez running into Tuksha. There's the foul.
Well, minute 16 to go.
So another power play for Las Vegas.
And here it is, the 6th Soccer foul of the 4th period. Hugo Perez going in and knocking down the Las Vegas player. So Randy, 1:16 to go, 2-goal difference. Soccer's in front 7-5. It will be an exciting finish.
Vegas calls for a timeout. I think they're going to pull Van Aaron. They've got to. They've got the power play. And a double advantage on the power play would be about what they're going to need now with 1:16 to go. As Perez goes over to serve the 6th foul penalty for San Diego, and I guess rightfully so. He committed the 6th foul. Vegas with only 1 foul in this period. If you joined us late, this evening began on an incredible note when Eric Geyer was reintroduced to the San Diego crowd. He flew in today, reacquired from Chicago. Let's listen to Popovich.
So let's set up and take a shot from outside. Stop. You go on the right side, set Carbonier. On the right side, take a shot. Okay? Come on, guys. Let's go. Let's do it. Come on.
So,
Look for the
Popovich talking about the shot from outside. They want to get the long shot. They get close in and they get bottled up. That's been their problem. He's not pulling Van Aaron. Sockers scored 2 empty net goals on Wichita the other night. Maybe they will pull Van Aaron. Let's see. Van Aaron's going over to the referee. Perez on the bench, other side of the players' bench. The sin bin.
The penalty box.
Van Aaron staying on the field. So, it'll be Van Aaron with Sitevsky, V, Dudek, Fox, and Gugurev for Las Vegas. Quinn, Crow, Namdar, and Clavillo for San Diego. Here's V. Up the middle. Shoots it wide. Boy, that was a good shot by Julie. Clavillo clears it to midfield. Van Aaron will put it back into the box. Quinn back for Gorsic. There's a minute left. Jimmy sends it up to Steve Zungel. The header by Zungel to keep it from going over 3 lines. That's the key on that play. Zungel still with it. He'll bring it back to kill off some time. Over to Namdar. Cha-Cha sends Clavillo in down the right side. Clavillo shoots it wide. The rebound came out, and Zungel couldn't get it. Now 40 seconds. Here's Gugurev. V on the ball. They're still booing him after that nasty elbow thrown at Zungel. Gorsic keeps it between his legs this time.
Good save off Dudek by Gorsic, and Gorsic's calling a timeout.
So Ron Newman takes his timeout, and I think this might be to salute the fans more than anything else. 12-9-48.
Listen to those fans. This is what we're used to.
Gorsic with a great save there off Dudek. Look at him close up the legs that time. That's the key to that other goal.
Well, the low shots, as we talked about, are the ones that seem to bother him the most. There's the timeout signal.
Stay with us. Richard will be down on the field in just a few moments to talk to one of tonight's players.
8 home games left for the Sockers, and they've got some good ones. We'll see 4 of those 8 games right here on the San Diego Cable Sports Network. Las Vegas again, March 30th. And the Chicago Sting will be coming to town on March 22nd. And Eric Geyer will be up for that one, won't he?
Boy, playing against the Sting.
He was with them yesterday, and now he's with the Sockers.
So now 27 seconds left to go. There's the V-Busters.
How quickly the allegiances change.
Indeed. Gorsic inside the penalty area. Time ticks away. The distribution to Quinn. He's got a breakaway. They give a foul against Quinn.
I'm surprised that Popovic has not got an extra attacker on for Van Aaron.
Surprises me too. He just apparently doesn't like the strategy, at least not at this point. Namdar, nice clearing ball. Dudek with a chance on the left wing. He was kicked by Quinn. There's going to be another foul against San Diego. Dangerous kick by Brian Quinn. That one came very near the face of Helmut Dudek.
It's been a very physical game.
5 seconds left.
The kind of game you'd expect between 2 teams that have a lot of, as you like to call it, incestuous relationships. Players that have played here that are now playing there, and players that have played for Popovic that are playing here, and so many different ways that these 2 teams have built up rivalries.
The Wolfman comes on. 5 seconds left. Dudek to Sitevsky. V with the shot. Sateski, it's blocked, it's over.
An 11-game win streak for the Las Vegas Americans comes to an end. And the Sockers win the battle of number 1 and 2.
So there you have it. The final, Sockers winning at 7-5, a wild one here at the Sports Arena. We had a bit of everything. The return of the Wolfman, the return of Julie V and Alan Mayer and Martin Donnelly and all the rest. But the best in the West are still best. Sockers win it, and we're back after this. Welcome back live to the San Diego Sports Arena. Great night here on the Cable Sports Network. We've waited for this all season long. The return of the Las Vegas Americans to San Diego with B and company. And I don't think any of us expected the return of the Wolfman, Eric Geyer, tonight. But he indeed did make a performance. And it inspired this San Diego team, I think. The Wolfman is back in San Diego, and he's down on the field with our Richard Saxton. Richard? Richard.
Okay, we're down here on the field with the latest acquisition, but a very familiar face to the San Diego Sockers, Eric Wolfman Geyer. Eric, a great victory over the Las Vegas Americans, and even sweeter for you, flying in from Chicago today and being a part of it.
Well, first of all, I want to say hello to all the fans that couldn't come today because it was a sellout. And I watch it on TV, and I hope I see you the next time we have a home game. I think it's next week. And I would appreciate to see you over here because I love this town, and I'm glad I'm back. The victory today against Las Vegas, in my opinion, was well deserved in the manner, you know, like our team was playing. And it's my first time I've been here. I didn't play that much, but I must say it's really great to be back on this terrific team. You know, Ron promised me, you know, I said to Ron, I want to have a 4th ring, you know, a 4th champion ring, and I think he never get it out of his mind. After the injuries he had, he brought me back, and I'm very glad to be back in San Diego, and I will do my best that we go there a 4th time.
Eric, let's talk about the game. A very close game, really, all the way, and it was right down to the wire. Sockers hanging on to a 2-goal margin, but really, Las Vegas came out here to prove something.
Oh, yeah, there's no doubt about it. See, they have very skillful players. We knew that all the beginning, you know, they had some hustle in the beginning because, you know, nothing against Alan Mayer. He's a very good player, but I think he was overdone, you know, in the way, like as a coach and a player. He was overdone in that way. With the acquisition of Popovich, in my opinion, they came back where they belong to, you know, and they showed class. Even they have elder players, and they say they can't do it condition-wise. Popovich is a guy of coach, you know. He knows what to do and keep them hard working and get them in shape and do the running and all that stuff. You saw Gert Wyszykowski out today. I couldn't believe it. What a, you know, Pensum is still running up and down the field, or Martin Donnelly. And that shows you that Popovich is right, and they won the last 11 games. They just lost today. In my opinion, that shows you that they're back in the race, you know, and we have to be very careful because you saw today their instincts. They came back in crucial situations and they scored goals, you know, that kept them tight in the game all the time. And that's something you have to be aware of in the playoffs because that's a KO system. That's a different story there.
I think the turning point really had to be the score was 6-5 Sockers, and then some crazy penalties by the Las Vegas Americans by a couple of former Sockers. Martin Donnelly with the kick on Jimmy Gorsuch, and then Julie V with the elbow on Steve Shungle. And that gave the Sockers a 2-man advantage in the 7th goal, which really added the insurance.
Yeah, it definitely was that. I think it wasn't the winning goal, but it was insurance for us in that moment. That it came to these 2 penalties, in my opinion, you know, games like that, you know, like duels like these are, you know, they're real clashes, in my opinion. And there comes something out like that. Remember, you know, 2 years ago, Marty with Van Aaron, now they play on the same team, you know. You know, they got both red carded off from the team and they played here, and we won 6-3 at that time. In overtime, I remember that, 7-6. But, you know, these are things that are coming up in that. They're getting so pumped up and hyped up, you know. And out of that, you know, sometimes you don't understand what's happening there because it's just a reflex what you're doing. And, you know, sometimes some get crazy, you know, some guys out there, you know, because it tells you on the other side how much they are in the game, you know. Sometimes they lose so much control, going so pumped up and hyped up, you know. It's just amazing. And that's what happened today to 2 guys, Marty and Julie, and we, you know, and that's what makes another team smart, what we are. We just took advantage of that, what they did to themselves, you know, they hurt themselves in the moment, and we scored on it and made an insurance goal, and that's what it takes to take the win home, and that all what counts, right?
Right, and you seeing Branko Segota, is he kind of a different player than what you'd seen before?
Well, I saw him in Chicago when I stood in with the Stings. I think he blasted us totally away there. And with this shot, what he has, in my opinion, Stevie, watch out, there's a man coming behind you, can go for the crown like you can, Steve Songo. But I think it's terrific to have a player like that on the field because he can shoot left and right, and he still can pass to Stevie, and that makes you, with Gene Woolridge, in the midfield, it makes just an incredible forward line, I mean, that's the most outstanding forward line you can have in English soccer, no doubt about it.
Yeah, I forgot about that. You were a victim of 5 of Segota's goals, including the overtime winner with the Sting last week. So, I mean, he's an incredible player. Steve Jungle back on track today. He got a couple of goals. Jungle really coming on in about the last 3 or 4 games.
See, that's what is the secret about this too, in my opinion, because Steve Jungle can go very, very deep, and through that he gives the space to the midfielders and Branko Sekota and Gene Woolridge, and they come out of the deep with a real sprint with the ball, right? And through that they have the open space and they have the chances to irritate the defender. Either they pass to Stevie or they go all the way alone and have the shot on goal. And it makes it very crucial as a defender, to keep them tight or keep them off scoring or shooting. And it's amazing and unbelievable forward line.
For you personally, kind of double emotion. First of all, you're back here with the Sockers. You fly into town. You're playing with a team that you've played for years. And then you're playing against players that you played with. So this, what a game to return for.
That's just America, I call it like Wolfman in the Wonderland. I mean, there's nothing more exciting I never dreamed about that this would happen, but when it happens, I was sitting this morning, I didn't even know till this morning, they called me up at practice in Chicago. I have to play tonight for San Diego. I said, you gotta be joking. No way, there's no way to do that. You had practice in the morning, I sit in the plane for 5 hours, getting down here, being tired like hell. Unbelievable much coffee. I'm sweating and shivering like hell just from the coffee. The coffee I drank is just to be up there and alert, because that takes it for the game. And then you come in and you play with unbelievable great players, classy players, and against classy players, because I think these two, they will be in the playoffs, and there will be a big rivalry in the playoffs, no doubt about. And I have no word for that. It's just nothing you can describe. Twinkle me. I don't know if I'm real. I think I'm still dreaming.
You were playing with Kevin quite a bit in the game, and Kevin had some great offensive opportunities. He scored a goal. Why so many chances? Were you kind of the stay-at-home defender and he was the offensive attacker?
That's what it mostly is, and what we even played in the older days together. Kevin is the younger kid, he can do more of the sprints and go up there. And we try to make it like I go, because I have a hard shot once in a while too. And, to make them think that I would go, but through that Kevin can sneak in the back and can go all the way, and then he gets the pass, and I secure that in the back and stay in the back there to make an insurance on that, when he's getting caught up in the front.
Okay, tonight's emotion will take a while to settle. Then you've got the Chicago Sting coming into town. Your old team, they're a great team. They're probably even better prior to the injury to Jerry Gray, but they're still a good team.
Oh, there's no doubt about that. Chicago is a very classy team. They're doing very well. They're a very aggressive team, they don't have the skills like a San Diego or Las Vegas or Los Angeles, in my opinion, but they're very, very tough to play against because they go every pace, they don't care. They mark tight, they're there, they go out there, even practice, they're really tough guys out there. And I think it will be another clash, and I like these rivalries because that keeps the indoor soccer up, and that keeps us going and going, and the fans going, and that's what the sport is all about, entertainment to the people, because they appreciate the sport. We don't have big TV contracts, but we make it that way, and I think the fans appreciate that. You saw it today, sold out, and I think that's the way to go, and so long we keep it up, I think the fans will keep it up too, and coming out here to see us.
Eric, great to have you back, and whose idea was it to have, turn around, let's see this again, Wolfman instead of Geyer? Whose idea was that?
I think that was Ron's idea because the old days when I played for San Diego, at home I always could wear my Wolfman on the back. I had it always on my jersey, always before at the home game.